Hey everybody, and welcome to Dragon Age Unbroken. It is a Dragon Age TTRPG game run by myself with these lovely people right here. We're going to just jump right into it right away and then do a little sum up before we jump into the game today. Let's introduce our players, and I'm going to go via my screen in whatever order I so choose, and we're going to start actually with Garnet.
As I try to remember where on earth I've muted myself. Hey y'all, I'm Garnet. I will be playing Ravina Bellstrom. She is an Antiveran Wayfarer rogue.
Excellent. And next we have Hyair.
Hi, I'm Hyair, and I will be playing Nodis Tollins, the Surface Dwarf Rogue.
And we then also have Mare.
Hello, my name's Mare, and I will be playing Aurelia Levinicus, our Deventer Mage.
Next we have Petra. As you're taking a drink, really good timing.
Yeah, I mistimed that. Ooh. Hi, I'm Petra Skelton, and I will be playing Red Chain, the Talvashoth mage, and all-around super fun person.
And last but not least, our lovely and wonderful Corey.
Hi, everybody. My name is Corey. I will be playing the human mage today, so we should have a lot of fun.
All right. And last time, our heroes went on a bit of a scavenger hunt. Actually, went and actually looked for clues leading to anything suspect and finding where a shipment of raw materials was being sent to. They found the ships, they found where it was being sent to, and Aveline and Varric, respectively, have been looking into where that may be potentially going. And now to dive right in. It has been at least 2 days since the last time, since you all got back from the actual docks themselves. You've been all keeping to yourselves until at one point you all get and receive a actually one of you, I think I'm going to say one of you, like each of you to take your dragon dice and give it a roll, please. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Garnet, what did you roll? Sorry.
I got a 6.
Sweet. Okay then. So funnily enough, actually, and sorry, it is pronounced Ravenna. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's been a while.
Ravina.
Ravina. Thank you. So Ravina, wherever you are during the day, out, say, either in the Blooming Rose itself or out and about in Hightown, anywhere that you might be at this point in time, probably applying your trade, you are approached by someone who is in the guardsman uniform. They do give you a note saying that it is directly from Aveline, and that you should get in touch with your comrades right away and bring this attention to everyone. It is an urgent matter.
Are we talking like life or death urgent, or the Vicomte will be annoyed urgent?
Well, I don't think that the Viscount will be very annoyed or anything. He doesn't get annoyed, it seems. But I believe what I was informed to tell you that they found a lead. Instead of waiting for you, they decided to investigate. However, they come into a roadblock, and they'd like you to come to them out where they are. I think is what's in the note.
All right, so it's not life or death urgent either, but it's come quickly before we all suffocate urgent. All right, I shall gather them.
All right. I'll be heading by the stables to be able to lead you there, just in case. So sooner rather than later. And it is early in the morning, by the way. So it's like morning.
Okay. Then I will go wrangle the crew.
In however way that you are all wrangled, you do manage to all gather in your little private little meeting room that is designated just strictly for you guys. And yes, Ravina, you read out the letter that is been directed to you. The long and the short of it is that Aveline and Varric have a retinue of guards that have uncovered a specific mine that the shipments of raw Viridian are going to. You are given directions as well to a primeval thaig along the Vimmark mountain range. She also asks Aveline asks specifically that you each that you all come actually to meet her and Varric at the camp that they have set up nearby the mines, well enough away that they won't draw any suspicion, but close enough that they can observe anything going in and anything going out. Again, they've run into the problem of they cannot necessarily investigate, but they do want to send in soldiers. By the time you arrive there, they will have probably either received their first reports from the soldiers they've sent in undercover, or they may have either that or some kind of ruckus may have started. So we're not too sure what you'll arrive to, but you will come to at least some knowledge of what's going on there. And they know pretty much just as much as you know as of writing this letter.
And that's the long and the short of it. So, I don't know, put on something sneaky and we should probably head out.
Aurelia immediately glances at Red Chain and smirks.
Red Chain is actually already kind of like just going like this. Right. Well, I don't have anything.
Then meet you all outside in 10.
Nodis raises his hand and says, should we pack lunches for this? Is it going to be that kind of situation?
That is a brilliant idea.
Okay. And he's going to go and, like, if he has time to pack everyone's lunch.
It's just officially the mother of the group, because if this is the case, and just I love it. I'm into it.
I
will
want
say
to like
minutes,
put him in my pocket and just keep him forever.
I'm just imagining like character-based bento boxes.
Yeah, I feel based on the amount of time, I feel like he would, like, in a weird way, like stock on everyone's like stock everyone to sort of see what they like to eat. So then, like, he would know, like, oh, they'll like this. I've watched them enough to know that this is what they may like. So yeah, they're gonna be like little bento boxes of everyone's lunch.
So I can't say while you're packing up. Then in that case, then you do within like the little like 10 minutes that you have, because meet in 10 minutes. The 10 minutes that you're able to have, you are able to at least suss out what everyone generally likes, or what they're sort of like what they'll absolutely have for lunch, or what they would like to have for lunch. You specifically pack it for them. You also make sure that each one is initialed so they know whose belongs to who. They're also color coordinated as well, like Red Chains is in red, for instance.
Absolutely.
Anyone else? You have sort of like one kind of action you can do to set up and get ready. This could be anything, but again, it's within like reasonably within 10 minutes. I love it based on my television right now.
Aurelia naturally has a lot of black clothing, and so it's called fashion, darling. And
it's slimming.
Yes, absolutely. If she wore any more black, she would just disappear. But she will go to see. Does Red Chain have a cloak that goes over her horns.
Not even remotely.
Okay, so Aurelia has too much black fabric and probably a cloak that she's not married to. And she's made pretty good friends with a tailor that's within there. And so Aurelia's gonna go to the tailor and just essentially bring it in and just like, can you make this work with horns? Like just to like it's for a friend.
Honey, are we talking about horns on the outside? Are we talking about horns on the inside? Are we concealing or are we putting them on display?
Oh, I trust that you'll be able to make it so it possibly could do both. I mean, that could be useful in the long run. I mean, reversible.
Darling, it's one of the unfortunately, darling, it's one or the other. I can either conceal them or I can make them, as it were.
Let's
like I can make you stand out if you're the type to wear horns. I don't judge, but
No, I understand. We'll just make 2 holes so that they can through.
All right, we're showing him off. Yes, girl queen. Okay, boots. Let's do this.
Not boots.
Boots and cats even. Anyways.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So, but like Aurelia has gotten that in that time where she's like, because I think she just kind of came to terms with like perhaps some folks in the party might need a little assistance with hiding. And so like did that and also probably brings a couple of extra ones in case she like looks around and thinks that some of it's maybe not up to snuff. So she's got like a bag full of just dark fabric. And when you see her again, oh God, I love this chick. She's got like intently, she read the assignment and now has like dark, like blacked out like eyeshadow that's winged and is just, so she's there, she's wrapped up like a high school theater teacher with it like cast over her shoulder and everything. And so she just comes back down and just this like, well, I found these lying around, so in case anyone needs anything to help them with it, because if stealth is what we're going for, I think that's what we should go for. Holds up some fabrics.
Yeah. And Red Jane will like really reluctantly just be like, yeah. And then basically like they're not a child, but they don't fashion isn't their priority. So they basically take it, they wrap themselves, but like it's not like they take a thing that could have been a shroud and they've wrapped it around themselves so their arms are still showing. It's not really doing the stealth thing because they don't get it. And they do that and go, all right, I mean, I guess black is better in general.
Really, it just kind of leans over to Garnet. It's like, I think we can fix this before we get there, right?
Yeah, we'll walk and rewrap.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Okay, great. Yeah.
The reaction to that is 100% going to depend on who tries to do that.
I vote Nodis.
Nodis isn't even going to be able to reach.
Yeah, I honestly, Nodis would probably be like, oh, I think you look great. I wouldn't have noticed you. Like, he wouldn't want to fix it because he's like, it looks perfect to him.
Brody, do you need anything as well? Just like
I do. Thank you very much. I will.
Yeah,
definitely get dressed there. Put a hood up.
Anyone else? Just like she has all of just like a bag, like the Dragon Age equivalent of like a duffel bag full of stuff.
No. Ravina is head to toe in black. You cannot see any, there's not a single strand of her bright orange hair that can be seen. She is just covered.
Oh, I actually have a question.
Thank you, Garrett.
Oh,
Was that
yep.
conversation about Red Chain needing help out loud? Like, was that so everyone could hear that?
No, for them, it was like them just kind of doing their like girly, like mumble, 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 mumble.
Good.
All right. Anything anyone else is doing beforehand? Oh, if everyone's all good and settled, so you have some nice little lunch as well as some more sneaky clothes, provided by both mom and daughter of Zorro. Okay.
Don't want to derail us, but I also have this like family vacation image of who everyone is in the suburban right now.
Oh my god. Yes.
Like Garnet is the Garnet is the dad, like with the cracked open, like the equivalent of like the cracked open beer, but it's obviously a good flask of wine, driving, and like we'll get there when we get there. We've got Nodis's mom in the passenger seat, just kind of very much like, okay, doing that. Red Chain and Aurelia, like just she's touching me in the back seat. And then Brody is sitting there, like the only person knowing where they're actually going with the map and like has the itinerary and like the pamphlets for where they're going. This is the family vacation.
Awesome.
Was this actually the beach episode? Was that what this actually was?
I thought that was your episode. No, I'm kidding.
It's like this, but it's based on Cocaine Bear instead. So
shut up! You're giving everything away. Oh,
oh no, I'm sorry.
Still need to see that. Anyways, to get sort of back on track a little bit there, you do all meet outside, and then oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And Ravina, you do take them all to the stables where however arrangement you would like to arrange yourselves, there's enough horses for either each of you, or if any of you guys want to buddy up or partner up, you can. If some of you don't want a horse and y'all can walk, cool. Totally up to you guys.
A question.
Yes.
Would Red Chain have ever ridden a horse before?
Up to you.
I can't in my head see a Quinari riding a horse.
I mean, I've played Inquisition as a Qunari Inquisitor, so that's fun to watch.
I think Red Chain's going to attempt it, despite never having done it before.
Okay, cool. In that case, then, what would look like composure or at least dexterity? Dexterity is dexterity, I mean, obviously.
So you may not do this in the view of Aurelia.
I mean, you could. I say for all. Actually, I'm going to say for all of you, do a dexterity roll for me, just to see how you're able to manage.
Wait,
also,
no.
What sort of arrangements? What sort of arrangement is everyone is? Is anyone doubling up or buddying up?
Nodis would definitely buddy up with someone if they're, because he's small, so I feel like he wouldn't take that much space anyway.
I'd take Nodis.
Okay. Do we get like advantage on that?
I'm gonna say Nodis because if let's say like Brody's already on, he can give you the advantage to get on there.
Okay.
But he'll have to do his own to get on there. So we can start with Brody. You can do yours first. We'll do you guys we'll do it in order. So we decide how you're riding and who you're riding with, and then we'll go from there. So Brody, you first, please.
I rolled
a Dex. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I rolled a dexterity for 9. I got doubles on that, so I've got 3 stunt points. I don't know if that's going to count towards anything because I got a 3 on the dragon dice. So
good mindset to be in. That's great for combat, not for skills or anything.
Okay.
But
no fancy getting up on the horse. Got it.
Honestly, great mindset to be in, guys. Doubles are going to be your friends, and especially if then that's dragon dice is going to be really determining what your stunt points are. So, I will say that you are able to get on relatively okay. It either may have been a little bit of time since you had before, but you kind of just wiggle around until you actually find yourself in a comfy spot in the actual saddle. And then finally you're just like, okay, yeah, all right.
Now I'll reach down try to help Nodus up as best I can.
Yeah, I
So
got
nice, you
a
get-
9 and a 2 on the dragon die, so I don't know if that.
You also add 1 because you're getting assistance, so it's a
Yep.
little bit easier for you.
Alright, so 10.
Cool, you get on just fine. Brody, do you put him in like front of you, or does he go behind you?
Behind. I'll steal the
Okay.
horse. I've done this before, at least once or twice.
Yeah, so Nodus,
so-
since he's pretty sure, he's just like wrapping around as best as he can.
Your legs do hang off the side just fine. The flank side, the back side of the horse is a little bit wide, so your legs are a little bit like whoop out to the sides for sure. But I'm gonna say some kind of part of Brody's either outfit or at least their like pack or whatever they're wearing has where you can just hang on to them fairly easily, like some kind of knot or even some kind of like rope harness or something like that you hang on to, and you're just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm keeping this as sweet as possible because these are 2 cinnamon rolls on 1 horse, and I'm very okay with this. So, all right, Miss Aurelia, Lady Aurelia,
Like that.
mount your
Okay.
mount your
Yeah.
horse.
Okay, so I rolled. I have nothing to add with dexterity, but I do have +1 stealth. That doesn't help me here. But I rolled a 14 with a 5 on the dragon die. If I blow all of my good rolls today on mounting a horse, I'm going to lose my mind. But yes.
So as expected and as predicted, you get on like you've been doing this since you were 5 years old. In fact, newborn. You've hopped right on and immediately found comfort and are already doing little circles while like Brody and Nautis's are just kicking off and doing and sort of following you, just like, oh, she knows what she's doing. So Ravina, you're next.
So I rolled a 15 with a 5 on the dragon die.
As if cut from the same cloth, you two then just mount your horse expertly and then just trot up beside Aurelia. And yeah, you two are just trotting along beside each other and in full trot and able to balance and not like bounce around. Brody, you haven't mastered trotting yet, and it's a little bit bumpy, and it's especially bumpy for Nodus. So you just stick with a regular amble. Okay, Red Chain, you are going to roll next. I'm going to get you because of lack of experience. I'm going to say a -1 to your roll.
I already rolled.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 8, but I got a 1 on the dragon die. Yeah.
The horse physically moves away from you.
Red Chick kind of just stands there and watches that happen and just
kind of just
Take-
looks at you
take-
side eye because it's just like, I don't know what to do about you. It's just like side eyeing you and just like anytime you approach, just like, nope. So there's this fun little like image of just like this horse just sidestepping and Red Chain just walking towards it, kind of like Vulcan mind melding, just come here.
yeah. Yeah, no, Red Chain is trying to handle this as best he can. It's just like doesn't look to the credit, doesn't look angry, but looks kind of like, why isn't this working? It works for everyone else.
Eventually, with some help of the stable hands who are able to hold the horse in place, keep her calm, and get her used to you and go around you and actually just indicate to you, just like, okay, stroke her mane this way, really, it's the quick version of it. Just introduce yourself. Hi, this is me, and everything like that. It seems all weird and hippy dippy, but the horse does begin to get more comfortable. You are able to ride on her, and she's also big enough that she can handle handle your weight as well. They're not going to give you a small little like racing stallion. Just that poor horse is going to break its back, and it will no longer see its racing days. We're not going to do that to that. This horse can actually handle you just fine, and is also able to work just fine. and actually does a few like nose flares and like tosses its head, just like, okay, yeah, you're cool. Joke here. Jesus, I love my group. Spicy little bunch you are. And with the messenger guardsmen, you all head off in that direction. And while you're all having a nice little traveling montage, Ravina, you and I are going to do a little flashback. We're going to flash back to a few days ago when you received a letter from Frédéric de Serrault. You go into your room and immediately, start to open up the sealed envelope. Within the paper, actually, there's a solid something that rolls out and falls into your lap. It is sort of like very much similar to like a D10. It's about yay big, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. And it is sort of a darkish, sort of tealy and green with a little bit of cloudy substance in it. On the actual paper itself, you see the instruction break open and with a cursive F, and you know that to be Frederick's initial. And also, this is not completely new. This is something that how he likes to communicate ever since he learned how to communicate it back during being part of the Inquisition. It's sort of the only way he likes to communicate.
Yeah, I just crack it open and
Wherever you decide to break it, a sort of form and image just forms, and sort of like in a holographic kind of light sort of way. Combination of magic, smokescreen, and special effects that we don't have enough money to actually do in this show. You do see the full figure standing of Frederick, and it is a recorded message, unfortunately, so it's not any way for him to interact. But he bows in a way that most Orlesian nobility does, and greets you. Good evening. It is a pleasure to be able to send this to you. I have some great news. As you may know, I've been looking very much into your education as being a dragonologist. I would like to begin by saying that where you are going, you will find that there will be quite a plethora of dragons. There had been at one point in time, about 15 or so years ago, before the conflict between the mages and the Templars, there was a place called the Bone Pit. A dragon used to hunt there and used to eat their miners, but of course the champion, as we all know, took care of that. Unfortunately, the dragon had been taken care of. Unfortunately, there is no remains of the dragon. There's no remains of any legacy it might have left behind. However, I have found some. I have had some people look into for me, in your area per se. Up north along the Vimmark mountain range, there is some kind of taig or dwarven taig. And I would just want to make sure that you are aware of that region. It's known to have at least a few ridgeback dragons. They're the ones with the horns that go into the sides and they go up like that. Also very earth tones. They blend into their range very, very well. Anyways, I digress. Very beautiful wingspan, if I may say so as well. But these dragons tend to use the Vimmark mountain range as their breeding grounds. If you are in search of anything, perhaps a specimen of a dragon egg, or perhaps even a baby dragon itself, you'll do well to look up along that range. However, that range is quite teeming with wildlife, and I would not expect you to be able to go on there on your own. You can handle yourself very well enough. However, this is not Antivan court, nor is it the imperial court of Orlais. I will advise that you take some friends with you or anyone that you have met along the way to see if there's any way you can investigate. Hey, if you can combine it with perhaps any kind of machine you're currently on, two birds, one stone, I heard that actually is a very good method of being able to do that. I think I knew of an inquisitor who did things like that. Anyways, I digressed again. Without much further explanation, it would be in your best interest to take a look at the Vimark mountain range. You will find also enclosed in the letter a portion of map that I have drawn out where along the mountain range you will be able to find said nesting grounds. And when you have successfully found it, I do expect to report back. I have also included another one of these little jewels so that you can record your findings to me and return them within reason. I bid you good day, et bonjour, and pleasant trip. At which point his image disappears and sort of just backs into where the remains of the crystal are. And then the crystal just dissolves. Self-cleaning takes care of itself. No pollution in this world.
So Ravina is beyond thrilled about this news, being in the area and just sort of, all right, eventually I'm gonna have to go to this area. I can feel it in my bones, so I will just wait. So getting the letter today, just like kismet. The other jewel she just sort of takes and locks away. That way, nothing happens to it, but she doesn't have to worry about like losing it or whatever. And yeah, so yes, there is a mission, but she has her own plans. She is not leaving this area without something for herself.
Absolutely. Yeah. As you make your way
She
along,
is also going to just write a quick letter to her father. Nothing crazy, just I think I finally found it, and have that sent off.
And you do seal it up, and actually one of the go-getters from the last episode actually goes to take it and takes it to any kind of place that needs to be mailed or delivered off. They take it to their delivery service per se. So that's all taken care of and all in good hands. So you're just vibrating in the saddle at this point in time, just as you're on your way to the trip there. Anyone catching a glimpse, you do just see just Ravina is just simply just glowing, radiating, smiling. Would that be something that's visually represented on Ravina? Like, are you just not hiding anymore, or just still concealing ladylike excitement? What's going through with Ravina right as they're riding along?
Closer we get to the place, the less she is. She doesn't want to hide it anymore. Like the closer we get, it's just like I am super excited about what's going to happen. And as soon as we get whatever our orders are, I am going to go do what I need to do. And if that happens to coincide with where we need to go, that's great. But I will definitely just be heading off to go do my thing, and they're going to follow me because they don't want me to die.
So yeah, you all see that. Well,
Aurelia
you
has
all
no.
see that. I mean,
Yeah.
Nautice may not be able to see that because they're kind of behind Brody at this point in time.
Aurelia is just kind of like happy when another queen is happy. So
Eventually, you do make your way into the actual camp that Aveline had described. It's quite sort of the own makeshift little like tent city per se. It has its regiment and its organization, and also its like temporary little built sort of designations like captain or like guard captain's office, viscount's office, which funnily enough are actually in the same-ish direction. You figure that's actually the best place to go first is to report to see what's going on. So as you do, you head into because it is actually a nice day out. It's fairly overcast and warm, but at the very least, it's not uncomfortable. Aveline and Varric are talking outside of her tent, of her main mission control. And they are both actually both of them are listening to actually, no, you all would have recognized her. Alice from before, from the first adventure. She's actually has a look of great concern as she speaks to Aveline, with sort of just very upturned, furrowed brows and just a look of just worry written on her face. As you approach, you do hear her say, I mean, last I saw him, he was there, and then all of a sudden he was just gone. Aveline offers any kind of words of comfort as best she possibly can, and is just like, we all know the risks of when we took on being gods. I understand how much Gordon means to you. However, that is the risk of being who we are. However, we will look as best as we possibly can for Gordon and bring him back. I swear on it. To which Alice is reluctantly nods, and before she's off to go elsewhere, she spots all of you, and Aveline and Varric both turn their heads, and they see all of you approaching. And Varric's the one who actually greets you first, and it's just like, oh, glad you all can make it. You guys are actually quite punctual.
Yeah, Ravina's gonna dismount and just be like, so what is happening here?
Right to business. I appreciate it, Aveline says, and she flags all of you to go into the inside of the canvas tent. As you all gather around, there is a round table with a map of the region, and different little pawns in different positions. Indicating where the camp is just a groupings of like small little paper tents, and then some form or other of little like miniature wood soldiers are placed there. They've already just been placed at this point in time. There's nothing being moved at this point. So we looked into what could possibly be shipped to here. This area here, this old dwarven Tig, I believe it's called. And Varric goes, you got it. Right, maybe Varric, you should take it from here. And Varric goes, okay. So what we found out is that there is a dwarven Tig here that is being used for mining ore. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it seems that it is a mining company. Now, why would raw materials go from one place to a mining company? Usually it's the other way around. That is where we sent, or at least Aveline sent in some of her men to go and take a look. The only problem is they've not come back. You're probably overhearing Alice talk about her partner, Gordon. He's been missing as of this morning. His last patrol was actually well, he wasn't even on patrol. His mission was supposed to end last night when he was supposed to report in. His relief wasn't notified that he returned. Alice, of course, grew concerned and was requesting, at least from Aveline and myself, to go and take a look for him herself. Because he had gone missing, and because a few of our other men have gone missing as well, we advised her to not go out on her own. Again, we're in a situation where Aveline here can't seem to investigate without a warrant. We have to keep things by the law. We just have to. That's fine. But since we're dealing with things bigger than just basic law here and probably cult behavior, and we have no proof of that, this is where you come in. We need you guys to pose in as some of the workers in the mine and go see where those deliveries are being picked up, where they're being used, if they're being used at all. This could just be a diversion. This could easily just be a place where they've just put it for the time being or even stored it. We don't know. We do not know, but that's some theories that we have working. Believe me, we wish we had more answers for you.
There's definitely a moment where like Ravina's brain just sort of stopped when they said pose as a worker, because in her mind that just means putting on fabrics that have never touched her skin because of such poor quality. And it's just like, you must be kidding. I refuse to put on coveralls.
Well, it'd be a shame to it'd be a shame for any dirt to get onto that triple velvet you have going on there.
Not all of us are going to exactly fit in as workers.
Also that.
We've observed that they have workers of varying races: humans, elves, dwarves, Kunari. May not necessarily be Kunari, but has horns, is taller than human.
Tell the shop. Great.
From where we're at, are we able to see like the entrance of this mine?
I mean, if you're curious, Aveline does say that they have been able to observe from a distance with the help of any kind of like telescopes, periscopes, and any kind of scopes. They'll be able to zoom in. If they were any closer, it would give away their position. But they do have access to what the entrance, to at least a entrance is. That's where Aveline does pipe in. We currently have position where we can observe the front entrance. We do believe that there is a secondary entrance, possibly a third, none that we are being able to see at this point in time. But it seems that a lot of folks who do go in do not return out. We do not know if they've perished. What we do know is that they do go in. But no one comes out.
So those Viridian shipments, were they coming from here or being brought to here?
They're being brought to here.
That's odd for it being something that would be mined and it's coming to a mine. Of these mines previously, what were they mining from here?
Well, considering it, and that's actually, again, this is where Varric pops in here. Considering the area that we might actually be in, it's a ore known as Paragon's Luster. This is a fairly good material, and it's called that mostly because Paragon smiths have been able to, or the smith cast have been able to use it to make very effective weapons. Not to mention Paragon's Luster is quite very much known to be not only a shiny metal, but also a very effective and very good cutting metal. It's very also multi-useful as well. It doesn't break. It does not break. Whereas even Viridian, say iron, and anything like that, if it's not Paragon's Luster, it will shatter. If it's not Paragon's Luster, it will shatter. Going against a Paragon Luster made weapon, a weapon will shatter. If it is not Paragon's Luster.
What's Viridian's used?
Viridian's mostly for is smooth. It's a smooth enough metal that I can actually be smelted into smelted into sheets, and a little goes a long way. But the fact that there's so much of it means that something is being possibly built, and it's a big thing being built. The other bonus of Viridian as well is that it does not conduct heat, but it can contain heat. It's kind of a cold metal.
I mean, we're not going to learn much else while we're here.
So, and Aurelia just kind of looks and kind of has a moment where she's like, God, I'm so sorry. Let me restart that. Go away.
Kitty.
She's been a demon this whole time. Restarting. So as Aurelia is adjusting her like stuff, it's like, when you said stealth was needed for this mission,
I mean,
was
you
your
can...
go
Sorry,
ahead.
you finish.
No, you go ahead, Derek.
Okay.
You go ahead, Lord Viscount.
What the guard captain was hoping you would do, which I'm assuming some of you are very much against for reasons, is that she would get you to sneak in the front and pose as workers. My suggestion is, if there is another entrance, we get you to sneak in. We get you to, under the cover of shadow, be able to get in there. Covert is the key word, is the operative word here. We cannot guarantee what will happen if you get caught, but we insist on this route of going through a back entrance, as it seems the pattern is people go through the front and they don't come out back the front. And what I keep trying to tell the Viscount is that if there's any way of being able to track them when they go in, we'll know that there's something going on, but it doesn't give us what we need. It's if you have a feeling that they've had this conversation so many times at this point. And Varric is very insistent on the sneaky approach, and Aveline just is unmoved. She hears their points, but she's just very unmoved about going through the front.
Why don't we just do both?
They both turn to you, Red Chain. They're just like, and almost at the same time, Varric just says, well, that's an insane idea, as well as Aveline is just like, now there's a woman of sense.
Well, this operation's coming from Devinter, yeah. So we have, and Red Chain gestures to Aurelia. All you need to do is be yourself. The rest, a number of us, can dress as workers. We can be leading you through. Those of us that don't fit the bill can either be accompanying you or sneaking alongside.
And we do have the seal, or at least could craft something to make that I hate that that's a good idea.
Oh, if you hate it, you're really going to hate the fact that you're in charge.
Meaning they'll kill me before they kill you. So apart from that, we could try this, I guess. Perhaps, maybe. Fine.
So what is the actually, is there a group plan or a group consensus? What's the plan, y'all?
Aurelia was down to sneak, but now realizing she is the Teventer, the token Teventer of the group, is understanding that all of her beautiful clothing and eye makeup was for nothing.
A fact that Red Chain is delighting on.
I know. So yeah, so she's just kind of, well, what about the rest of you? Are you all wanting to be a part of the entourage, or would some of you prefer to do something?
It takes entirely too much time to conceal the amount of daggers that I have on my person in this outfit. I will not be removing them unless I am stabbing someone.
Also, are we, do we have to go in to the underground mine?
Aurelia just like being who she is, just tilts her head at that and then remembers, oh, yeah.
I want everyone except Naudis to make a cunning check, please.
Mm-hmm.
Naudis, we good. We know why.
15 with a 6.
9 with a 4.
I have. Okay,
Oh, no,
so.
Sorry, 11 with a 4.
Oh God, I have to do math. 12 with a 6 on the dragon die.
17 with a 5 on the dragon die. I rolled really high.
I know. Hope you don't need these later.
Red Chain, you're a little confused. Nodus is a dwarf. Why is this even coming up? Of course we're going into the mines, yeah.
You're a
Brody,
dwarf.
Brody and Aurelia. The two of you kind of get the feeling that Nodus, well, first of all, Nodus is not like any of the other dwarves that you might have met. They're a surface dwarf. They have no stone sense. And even more specific, Ravina, you get, again, he's not like any of the dwarves. He's a surface dwarf. He has no stone sense. Also, Nodus is scared about going into caves. He's given off a little bit of concern. He may have a fear of being underground.
Above game, totally legitimate fear. I'm right there with you.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
It's pretty scary.
That's where they filmed The Descent.
I hate that
Mean.
movie.
I
Well-
am not one of the children who needs to go back to the mines. Not
I'm
I
not
play
here right now.
Minecraft, but no.
I play Minecraft. I just know it's a stupid game and I can dig myself out anytime.
I still stay above ground. I'm like, I'll find diamonds in a ship chest. That's what I'll do.
Well, I mean, I guess he could wait for backup or come with us if he feels more comfortable in the open portion of it instead of sneaking in the back way where it's a little bit more airy and roomy, less dark. I don't know if that would make you feel more comfortable, Nadas.
Probably not,
Okay.
but I don't want to mess anything up. So if you guys really absolutely have to go into this underground mine, I will be more than happy to go. Yes. And it doesn't sound very convincing the way he says this.
Well, does ale help at all? I hear there's a great bar right around the corner. We can, believe, what was it called? Ah, the Rusty Anchor. That's what it was. I haven't been banned from there yet. So what if can we get you some ale? Would that help at all? I know it helps me. But will it help you?
I feel like him being drunk would probably help.
Has Nodus ever used liquid courage?
I don't think it has never come up. He's never had to use liquid courage in his life.
I mean,
Maybe we take a detour before we go to the dark, scary cave.
funnily enough, the Rusty Anchor does have a tent set up with the cheapest of ale, unfortunately. It is a guard camp. It is that way. I'm sorry, Ravina. I feel you audibly cringe right here, right now.
It's fine. We'll get him drunk, and then I will give him one of mine to wash the taste out.
Why would you give it
There
to
we
him
go.
after he's had the cheap stuff? Give him the good stuff first and then give him the cheap stuff.
And of
Because
course,
he'll
you know
forget
exactly-
what the good stuff tastes like after he's drunk. I can't have that. You use the good wine to just swirl it around, wash the taste of that pig piss out of his mouth, and then, we'll be on our way.
Language, man.
Well, I think being under the influence could help.
I mean, you feel that you're quite aware enough as it is. Maybe if you were unaware, which alcohol does have a tendency to do, to make you a little bit unaware. I will say also mechanically, it will, regardless if you're going in, and I'm going to say this gives you a -1 to any roll that you do underground, as opposed to the -2 that you're going to get for being anxiety riddled underground.
I'm sorry,
negative,
my brain just got broken by that math there. It is truly actually helping.
I think it's going to help him. I think it's going to impair anybody else that imbibes, and my character is going to imbibe. He'll never pass up a good time. You know.
I mean,
it's all
if you get
about
to
the
the point of
experience.
drunk, that's where negatives come in. But if you
not to be the venter in the room, but does this make any of you useful?
Define useful.
Ooh, that sounds like a question from someone from Ferelden. Like that's
Will
F in the chat for
being
anyone from Ferelden.
intoxicated impair your magic at any point?
Magic? Probably not.
If anything,
That's
you feel it
worrying.
makes it better.
okay. Okay.
I might get a little chatty, but that's about it, I think.
Very chatty, you've been told. Memory serves.
As long as it's not chatty enough to blow our cover, I'm sure we'll be fine. And just
it would never go that far. Come on.
And she she's like kind of adjusting while she's doing this. She's ventorizing herself, like kind of like taking, she's doing this while she's talking, and it's just like trying to make herself look presentable. And then is looking at the rest of the crew, is like, okay, so who's with me, and is anyone doing the sneaking part?
Are we still in with Varric right now? Like in that area?
He's watching this whole thing happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably love it.
Are watching this whole thing go down.
So as you ask that, Aurelia, Red Chain will raise their hand for Varric and go, these workers employees? How is this working for them?
No clue. Could be volunteer, could be employee.
This isn't to venture at the implication of that question.
Do you have that seal?
You would,
nod?
yes.
Yes, okay,
You
nod,
did.
nod,
You
yes,
do
I
still
would.
have the seal as well.
Perhaps
Varric even offers that if you need paperwork, I can get someone, or even I can even forge some papers up for you and use that seal. We did make a copy of it just in case.
Yes, that is the exact question of just paperwork that says here to make observations of the progress at the work site.
We're union reps. We're here to make sure that everything's all regulation. Got it.
They don't even have dental.
They don't even have dental.
They don't even have dental.
All right, we're going to take a look around. And it'd be best if they didn't know we were here. Know what I'm saying? Huh?
Oh my god.
We're devolving into Shrek references. Stop it!
Is this where we get demonetized? Is this where we get demonetized? Well, shoot. Anyways.
It's not like we sang Smash Mouth. We'll be fine.
Don't start.
Yeah, you
I
have
mean,
to stop
technically
at
we
some-
get 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to the rest of the acre. You never know. Character doesn't normally sing, but it's not afraid to.
I mean, you are also about to get intoxicated and chatty, as you put it.
Chatty, does that include singing in tongues or like
in tongues? What?
Tongues? Casting a spell or singing a song? No one knows.
The answer, yes.
Answer is, well, something went off.
God. Red Chain's gonna get changed into one of the worker uniforms.
Yeah. Varric easily whips together some kind of notice or writ at the very least that's just like, here I am, who is it? Here I am, this is what my business is. You guys can look as expensive or as rich as possible. You guys technically are like more so or less union reps. You are of the Miners Guild. You are to investigate what is going on, see what the operation is all about, and if there's any action to get in on, get in on. You basically are here for business. Basically, it all looks legit.
So are we splitting between going in the front and sneaking in the back?
Yeah, I was going to
Well,
ask the same thing.
That's my question in that case. Then who? Someone else had already asked already, but who is going to the front as union reps or workers?
Well, yeah,
Just show of hands.
probably not as. If Ravina's gonna sneak by herself, I will go with Ravina then.
Would be good to have a mage back there. So.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ravina,
Sure.
I'm gonna be chatty. We're warning you.
So long as it's quiet chatting. Knock yourself out, dear.
I will
And
try. That's new for me, but I will give it a shot.
And I guess
I will
Nodus will
not
go with.
hesitate to gag you.
Oh,
I see.
Hmm.
And I guess Nodus will just go with Aurelia and Red Chain. Then.
Awesome. Before you head out, you basically are tasked to head out as soon as you can to, immediately. However, Nodus and Brody, or anyone else for that matter, y'all want to make a stop to get a little drink-a-poo?
No.
Oh, Red Chain, it'll be fine. Come on.
Get you
Drunk
something
Red Chain makes
Grizzly.
bad choices.
Yeah, so if we do
Alright.
go there to get drinks, Nodus is gonna take however many drinks he can possibly take.
You take 2.
Will that
You
be
are
enough
smaller,
to?
and you are smaller, and also have very little to no experience with alcohol. I would like to assume. Okay, assumed correctly. Yeah, in that case, then it does not take much for you to be comfortably drunk, where you're outside, but you could care less. You figured if you're inside of mine, you could also care less. Yes, Petra. Before we go to Brody.
While this drinking is happening, Red Chain is going to hesitating about it a little bit with something in their hands, going to eventually approach Aurelia and just go. They open their hands, they reveal that they're holding the black fabric because they've switched into the worker's garb, and they're going to go, "Can you help me tie my horns?"
looking between the fabric and the horns is like, I think I could make something cool happen.
And so the moment Aurelia says that, Red Chain's just going to kneel. There's no hesitation, just down.
Me as mayor dying.
Please tell me that I am within eye shot of all of this.
You all
Same.
can be within eye shot.
Oh!
Huh.
As well as our few guards, even Aveline for a moment, just like, well, that was fast.
Knees, not knee. Thank you.
Still enough? Wait, hold on. Okay, I have a mechanics question just for me. Permit me this. Given how short she is and how tall Red Chain is, how close do you think they would be to eye level with each other at this point?
Eye to eye.
Oh, bullet. Okay, so so then Aurelia is starting to attempt to do that, and eventually at some point walks around the back of Red Chain and is just ears red, but underneath the hair, just processing it, and is wondering if maybe she still needs to grab a drink from Ravina before she goes through the back of the place. Yep.
Aurelia will notice that Red Chain is perhaps as a result of their time as a Cerebus, oddly comfortable with this. Like there's not a moment of discomfort. There's not a moment of, oh no, I'm putting my life into someone else's hands. It's literally just this moment of like, as this is happening, their shoulders actually like relax.
Oh God, the AO3 tags. Yeah, no, Aurelia also oddly comfortable with just being able to do this. And essentially by the time this is done, it looks like one of like a rather fanciful head wrap that then has like a scarf bit that goes across the shoulder, kind of like the like looking better than the super smarmy or lesion ones, but something that kind of has a little more like framing that goes along with it, and then like kind of really setting there. And as soon as she's done having it set there and putting the shawl on the shoulder, just tap tap on the shoulder. You're done.
Thank you.
And that's then she stays quiet for a hot minute afterwards.
Yeah. Red Chain will just kind of stand up, roll the shoulders, and then go find go find a surface to like look, and then like make a noise, like a happy noise, like a huh.
It does look quite fashionable, and you are quite pleased with it. Brody, we're going to your alcoholness. Has Brody had experience with alcohol before?
Not much,
Okay.
but is always excited to try.
You have 3.
Ooh,
Um,
risky business.
the bartender takes your third empty glass, looks at you to say, refill. You take a moment and you realize...
That's when I step in. He is cut off.
I was going to say, Brody, even you're at the point where just like, if you had any more of the swill that they offer, you might forget the words Frost's grasp, and it might come out. It might come out Frog's breath.
Frog's ass. I got it. Okay. No, it's 3. Okay. All right. Fine. She's in charge, I guess. But thank you,
Even
Barkeep. That was great.
Even the word entropy suddenly seems very complicated for whatever reason.
Look, normally
so...
I would not deny you your fun or whatever, but we do have a job to do, and I'd rather prefer we don't die.
Does this mean I can't come back here either?
You're welcome to come back, just not before we're done.
Ah, okay.
When we come back out of the cave, do whatever you like.
Nadas, are you feeling okay? Are you ready to go?
I think I'm good.
All right, it worked. Yay! See, Ravita, everything's great. You didn't need to stop us.
He does seem a lot calmer, but in a slow kind of way.
And Nadas does kind of sway a little bit slightly. There was a good solid center of gravity, but there's a little... They're a bit more greeny. You mentioned the mines, and they don't go pale. They're just like, oh, okay. I agree. Poor Nadas. All right. So we have our teams decided. And I think this is a good point too, since everyone else seems to be having a drink. Let's all take a break, and I'll come back after we've all had a drink. And on that note, we're back. If you guys missed it in the first part, our group got together with Varric and Eveline, who have camped out near a mine somewhere near along the Weimar mountain range up in the Free Marches, near a primeval dwarven thaig that has been opened up and is primarily used for mining Paragon's luster. specific sort of ore that's known to be quite indestructible. Also, two of our members decided to get completely blitzed before they went into get their mission, and we're about to see the results of that. We are going to start with the frontal assault. Team A. We'll put it as Team A. This channel is already spicy enough as it is, folks. Team A, consisting of Red Chain, Aurelia, and Nodus. The three of you approach the entrance, and you see a couple of very short sleeved, like sleeveless, high necked, sort of brownish tanked individuals who look like they're kind of like toughs.
So as we're approaching and we see these guys there, Aurelia is just carrying herself with all the essence of like her Tevinter forefathers and foremothers, and
siblings and brothers and cousins.
Siblings, brothers, cousins,
whole family tree.
Yep. And is just like kind of walking up with the essence of that, is like, are you the ones here to meet us?
One guy looks like he was about to open his mouth, stick his hand out, kind of like in a stop right now kind of pose, not like the Spice Girls, in a very much authoritative kind of way. And it was just like, were we expecting somebody? And then the other guy turns around and goes, who you, huh? The other guy puts his stop sign of a hand down and just goes, who are we having the honor of addressing? They're absolutely thrown off at this point. They're listening.
So Aurelia just goes, oh my goodness. So they really haven't told you. That's sure to make your superiors very nervous.
That's not a bad thing. Oh no, that's not a bad thing at all. They seem really, really comfortable where they are.
Oh yeah.
They say this out loud.
Right. So, and so you're not as comfortable with your position. How are you feeling about your current management right now, actually?
Well, I mean, working conditions are really not the best in the entire world. Yeah, the other guy chips in. He's just like, first of all, we're in a mine all day and no exposure to sunlight whatsoever. We go in early in the morning, at night, like when it's still dark. We come out when it's dark.
And when do you end up seeing your supervisor?
We only see our supervisors when we're in trouble, and that seems to be almost every day. We can't seem to do anything right. From their accents, you can tell these guys are Ferelden. And the other guy's just like, yeah, you know how certain individuals from certain regions can be. We can't all go off of stereotypes of regional stereotypes, but they are from Tevinter, so there's that. I apologize. I'm not sure if you're from Tevinter as well.
Oh, darling. And she like raises like a super like soft, like just gentle hand. It's like, darling, I understand.
And he calms down.
I understand.
Yeah. Mark is very, very, very stressed out, says the other guy. And so it's actually like comforts him. It's just like, you haven't really sleeping well the past few nights, and like, I'm really stressed. Okay.
I'm so sorry. Well, it would be best. So I'm actually here to supervise your supervisors. So in the way that they're looking at you, I'm going to give them a nice close look. So, but what's really important here is that you, and perhaps making sure the others don't let them know we're here. And she just kind of like flashes the paper, not like close enough for them to read, but it's got like the official seal sort of thing. So, my associates and I, we're going to take a look around. Now, if you were to tell us, just point us into the direction of, oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. And she's like faking looking through there, hoping that they're going to like fill in the blanks like that. They just like, the main center that's down there. I know you're doing some mining, but where the big Viridian shipments have been making their way in.
Oh, Yeah, no, I can definitely tell you about that for sure. Mark, sweetie, you stay out here. I'm gonna show the nice lady in where we can go from there. You think you can
Okay.
put on a brave face for me? Yes, Curtis. And he goes to just puff up again, and he's back to like stone face. Like, attaboy.
Okay,
Come
perfect.
with me, Miss Lady
You can just call
Sarah.
me ma'am for right now.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Um, I know this is like the front-ish sort of
Mhm.
way to get in.
Mhm.
I know we can go through here and we can easily
Oh,
avoid what needs
absolutely.
to be
Like I
avoided.
said, because with me being here, I heard kind of how it was going here, and
Oh my God.
yes.
Yeah.
And so I had to come and investigate for myself. So my associates and I, please don't mind if they're taking a look around. But yes, really I'm looking primarily to see where the Viridian shipments are going, as well as
Right.
what I'm seeing along the way. Don't worry, we're taking documentation.
For sure. So it's going to be fairly quick, but I can get you to where our sort of shipping receiving area is, kind of.
Wonderful.
It's a little below ground, but there's a few places where you can go, and then there's one big, huge elevator shaft. That's sort of the main elevator shaft that goes right down. I'll take you there.
Oh, wonderful. You're just
It's fairly out of the way, but you guys look like you might be able to blend in just fine. Just you look like you can own the place, so just walk around like you do, and I'll just walk along like I know things. So
it's wonderful. Thank you so much, darling. And just
sure.
absolutely follows through. And Aurelia just kind of gives like the slightest smug look back to her partners.
Yeah, Nodis just gives like a little thumbs up, just like
A little.
Red Chain will just roll her eyes.
Not at your boss, sweetie.
Ooh. And the three of you follow in the gentleman by the bigger now brick house of a guy referred to as Curtis, and you guys make your way in. We'll get back to you guys in a second. Smash cut to how do I put this? Team B, team behind the entrance. There, which this team consists primarily of Ravina and Brody. You guys actually are going to see if there's any kind of like perception or looking here. We're going to do some kind of skill stuff here because you guys need to find it is the thing. Not like it's hard though. Oh, I wish I was there. Sorry guys, just 1 second here. This might be where we need to. Oh no, there we go. Apologies there. No, perceptions. We'll get you to do perception checks.
Am I at a -1 for everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready when you guys have rolled.
12.
All right. What y'all got?
I got an 18 with a 6 on the dragon die.
Okay.
I studied the map.
12 and a 2.
Cool. Brody, you're facing the complete opposite direction.
It's over here. Ravina. I think I spot it.
So I'm just
Over
gonna
here.
like tie. I'm just gonna like tie a rope around his wrist and just anytime he starts heading in the wrong direction, I'm just gonna kind of like yank him. That way he continues to follow me.
Ooh, this is new.
Well,
Thanks.
You do give a little like couple of tugs and he's like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Brody, as you turn around from the little sharp little tugs, Ravina looks at you dead ass, just like, and then points at a very clear hole in the wall that with the rock moved to one side, clearly somebody forgotten to close that door. But considering you are inebriated, you could have easily have missed, like anyone could have easily have missed it.
You know what? I think yours is better than mine. That one works. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Do you
Ravina.
guys make your way in?
Wait, if we're sneaking around, should I call you something else other than your name, like code name, or
If they catch us, it won't matter.
got it? So I'll stick with Ravina. I'll be Brody, by the way. Just I'll keep
Great.
that straight.
Love
Okay.
that. We'll stick with that.
Okay.
And I need you to stay 3 steps behind me at all times in case it gets dicey so you can run for help.
Oh, okay. I'll wait. I'll wait till she gets 3 steps ahead, then I'll go. Hey, what's your homeland like? I've never met anybody from your area before. Oh, sorry. We're still walking. Got it.
I promise I will answer all of your questions when we are not sneaking in to the back entrance of possible immediate death.
Well, I can't be that immediate if there's somebody around us, but okay, that's fine.
We don't know that though, do we?
From what you can tell outside, there is no guards. There's no things they would assume, hoping the rock is put into place afterwards by anyone who's used it, is back in place. It could very well have been easy if not been noticed. However, there is a gaping hole in the side of a mountain. You guys make your way towards it. Who looks in? Or who would like to look in?
I will, since
Okay.
I told him to stay behind me.
Yeah, I have to
You
stay
did.
behind, and I will follow.
Right, you did. So, Ravina, in that case, then you peek your head in, and then you have to turn your head because just as the entranceway, it just turns sharply and then goes downwards. And a set of stairs leads to a closed door. Closed wood door, by the way.
Okay. How are you feeling on your footing right now?
Both of them are doing really well.
There's stairs.
Oh yeah, no, do great.
Okay. You go first this time.
Oh, I'll go first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're going to the door.
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Don't open it. Just you go down
Going in.
first.
Oh, you said go in. Okay. I'll just go down first. Okay, that's fine. I'll make my way to the door.
Just for funsies,
Yeah.
when you enter in and as you make your way down the stairs, roll a dex, please.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. I had my dice in the hand.
These
Gosh,
are
is
makeshift.
I'm rolling. This is ridiculously well.
Okay.
0 on the dexterity, so I got a 15 with a 6 on the dragon and doubles, so I got 6 stump points.
What?
Ravina, you're pretty sure you have seen him down 3 glasses of that horrendous swill. You kind of wonder, is he sobering up as he expertly and just with complete and utter determination makes it down the stairs to the door? He then turns around, looks up at you, and waves.
Brilliant. And then I'll just head down the stairs myself.
I will let you do a dexterity as well. These stairs, again, if I had not mentioned it before, they are makeshift. They are carved out of stone, so they're going to be a little bit tricky to go across. So dexterity is going to be a thing for you guys.
Good thing I wore flats this time.
Really? Not the 6 inches?
Yeah, no, not today. They said
today?
mines. I figure underground, need to wear the flats.
Right.
I contemplated the cleats, but I was like, I don't know what I'm getting into. Should just be like smooth surface.
Right. So Louboutins are completely out.
Oh yeah, no, not for this.
Like the Orlesian equivalent, anyways.
Math is hard. That is a 15 with a 5 on the dragon die.
Cool. You're fine as well. You both very sneakily and quietly go down the stairs. If there was anyone behind that, if you assume there's anyone behind that door, they would not have heard anything at all. However, the door is still closed.
Do I hear anything behind the door? Like if I lean my ear up against it, do I hear anything?
You hear machinery of what is normal to hear in a mining facility. But you don't know what specifically, but it does sound mechanical. And a lot of mechanicals.
Are there voices or is it just the machines going?
Just the machines.
Is the door locked?
If you give it a try, like give it a wiggle,
Yeah, just kind of.
it is in fact unlocked. Kind of why the boulder at the top was supposed to be on the spot.
Gotcha. So they didn't have to lock the door.
Hey, Ravina, is the door locked?
No,
Do you hear anything through the door?
there's machinery. I think these people are stupid.
That could be. Hey, so what do you think of Aurelia?
I think she's beautiful and lovely.
Ah,
And then I'm gonna slowly open the door because just because I didn't hear any voices doesn't mean there aren't voices. So I am gonna slowly open the door. And I am gonna like just draw one of my daggers just in case there is someone there that I need to quickly silence.
For sure. You can even have it
So
like just out ready to go too.
yeah,
It
so
can be
like
just a reaction.
dagger in hand, opening other door. I'm not sure how you prepare your magic, but maybe have some sort of stunning spell or something ready.
I hold up my
You get
staff.
your hands ready.
I got it. I got the staff.
Perfect.
Where'd that
yes,
knife come from? I didn't see it on you.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm just gonna
Mysterious.
open the door and kind of peek through to see what I see.
You see very, very high ceilings, almost like carved out, an old and ancient city, sort of brick and mortar of an old, what you probably would assume dwarven city. It is an ancient Tig after all, which is the name for their um, plots of land per se that they own. Um, all across the top there, from the ledges down, like hundreds of feet above your head, is just cleared out cavern. There is an entire smelting factory. It is a factory of some kind, but it's smelting. Great big basins of metal, like cauldrons, are being heated underneath with what feels like heat. That's the first thing that hits you as you open the door is this wall of heat. It is warm in here. And you see, just as you open the door, this great horned dragon, as it rears its head up and then blows into where the cauldron is under, the cauldron is sitting, and where a whole lot of coals still just permeating, and just lights it with fire.
Is it chained or is it there of its own volition? What's happening here?
Do you go in further? It's hard to tell from where you are.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna.
Mina, that's a dragon.
Yes, I know. We might have to rescue it.
This is amazing.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is.
All right, now we're going to very quietly go into this room.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna keep Brody near me. That way, I know where he is because I'm not going to be looking at him. So
oh, you got him by the rope and everything. Just
Yeah.
I will wander off if you don't be
yeah.
careful.
So like, I now have him like near me, like the very 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 strapped on to me because I'm not going to be looking at him because I'm taking in my surroundings and I am focused on this dragon.
for sure. You make your way along the edges and just hug anywhere that is shadowed or anything like that. There are, funnily enough, no people. There's like no human is here. It's just one soul dragon, and it just did what it did, and it sort of leans back. As you get closer, you do see that it is chained to the ground beneath it. And also, with your knowledge of dragons as well, you notice just a plethora of its shedded scales. Now, dragons do shed, primarily very similar to other animals, with the changing of the seasons. Usually around like what is equivalent to spring. It's summer-ish, midsummer-ish, There shouldn't be this many scales around them. What you do notice is that, and also what this dragon specifically is a ridgeback. Its defining feature is not only its like almost like horns that make it very, very distinct, sort of right on the front of its head. But also the 3 ridges that run along the back. It's not the most comfortable dragon to say to ride per se, but it would look really neat to ride in on something like that. If there were uses for the dragon, they're known to be very, very, very much the fire breather types for sure. All dragons breathe some form or other of fire or some kind of element. This one is absolutely the volcanic type. It lives and thrives in hot environments. Also, it's known for very saturated colors, male or female, because it can take care of itself. It's known to be highly vicious as well. However, you can tell that this one is actually a lot calm. First and foremost, dragon would absolutely be more aware of you than this one is. This one's not even aware of you, or if it, well, actually hasn't even seen you yet, so it doesn't seem aware of you. It also, its coloring looks quite muted, and it is quite big to an expert dragonologist. And you remember Frederick going over some of this. For the most part of the dragons, saturation and color is fading. It means they are ancient, or at least old. In fact, no dragon is full colored. It's just old.
Yeah. Are there scars, like it's being hurt?
Oh yeah. You can see where thankfully it's just been like, if it has been lashed. It has been very much not okay. Thankfully it hasn't been grounded. It still has its wings. They're just clipped shut. So he won't be able to open up his wings or anything like that. Thankfully, they look like they could still functional. They don't go onto anything. They're just chained around his belly. And yes, this is a boy dragon.
Time to break out my
Ravina.
handy-dandy toolkit.
Ravina,
Yes.
no beast or man should be chained. What would happen if we were to release the dragon here?
We are going to find out.
Good. I will stand guard. Where do you want me?
Close enough to where if I can't get these locks undone with my lock-picking tools, that you can blast them off with
Yes.
magic without harming the creature.
Will we startle? I know
No, we are
only what
going
I've read in books.
We're going to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
It's the
Just
polite
I will
thing to
follow
do.
your lead. I will sober up there. I will as sober as I can make myself. This is a very serious situation and I want to be present for it. So
So
You
I'm going to very carefully and respectfully
Mhm.
make my presence known without getting too close. I mean, there's only so much fire I can dodge, but I don't want to startle him.
And I'm going to let you, because I've been narrating sort of quite a bit for you at this point. What do you, and it doesn't have to be right or wrong, what does Ravina do to introduce herself to this dragon?
She moves to where she knows that if it were normally paying attention, that it would see her. And then she's going to wait until it acknowledges her presence, and then she's going to bow very low.
Under normal circumstances, you feel this would be a bit quicker, but you are remaining in a bow for a while.
I
When
will
you look up, the dragon
follow
has
her.
not even registered you, and you're well within their peripheral.
I will follow her what she does and I will try to mirror as best I can.
Is he blind?
I don't know.
Your
You then hear a
grace.
large creature and see it just inhale and then exhale like it's just given up.
Okay.
And this, Ravina, breaks your heart.
Yeah, I'm
A
gonna get
great
closer.
giant creature like this just giving out a sigh. It's never been recorded, never been studied before that a dragon's just done.
You are too
If-
grand and beautiful to be here, chained and forced to work for those that are undoubtedly beneath you.
If 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 he's blind, how do we make ourselves known?
Oh no, she says that out loud.
Yeah, I know. I so I didn't interrupt you. What
And
do we
Brody, just
do?
as you ask your question, that's when sort of the dragon just kind of like some animals that have like the eye attached or sort of sticking out, sort of like raises the part that could be considered an eyebrow and just looks over sideways, couldn't be bothered to turn its head. And then it just sort of just turns its head so it presents its full face and does just a slow blink.
How about
Ravina, you recognize this as mostly some animals do this to give full trust. But for a dragon, it doesn't trust easy. It's not
Of
like a
course not.
giant large cat. This thing looks like it's asking for help.
I'm going to release your wings.
Where where is the nearest like door opening into this place? Is it something I can see readily available? Is there more than one?
Great question. So from where you guys are, there was the entrance where you guys came in. There is a metal sealed door with sort of a slit to look in through. And then there is another sort of open entrance up and above, going into the actual tag itself. You figured that would go into the actual mines.
Okay, that I will slowly and easily make my way. I'm not going to do any sudden movements or anything, but kind of position myself the for to basically cover Ravina as she does what she's
Mhm.
doing.
Ravina, you do feel at this point that if you want to go closer, and even touch the dragon at this point, it's you have a feeling in you that you're just like, okay, it's given consent, it's given permission. It's sad as all heck, but it's okay. You are safe. You and Brody are safe.
I'm gonna go up and I'm just gonna put a very sad but soft hand on just the underbelly of the dragon, and then I'm gonna pull out my lock picking tools and I'm gonna get to work on unlocking his wings. Uh, what do I need? Do I need to roll for that?
We great question. We are going to do this one as I'm going to do this one as a dexterity check. I'm going to give it also a -1 penalty because this is a big lock.
Big lock, tiny
you're-
girl, smaller
Well,
tools.
big lock, tiny little tools.
Yes.
Little girl has big brain and can figure this out.
Come on, nice, be nice to me. We're not nice to me. It's an 11 with a 3 on the dragon die. All right. How many locks do I break? Or how many of my little picks do I break?
What was on your dragon die?
A 3.
We'll go with 3.
Okay.
You feel after the third one there's not any point of risking it, and dragon looks at you, and a giant huge creature, if it were able to smile, it's giving you an apologetic sort of like, don't worry about it smile. And then you hear a scraping along the ground, and its tail sort of curves, and the point points right to the metal door with the slit into the top, sort of indicating there.
So the key is in there.
If you say that out loud, it doesn't register. It just blinks at you.
Brody, I think we're going to have to kill people.
I am surprisingly okay with this today.
Then I'm heading towards the big old metal door.
I will follow right behind Ravina.
You are able to look in if you want to. They stay slit to look in if you want to take a look.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give the full breadth of the entire room, but what you're able to see is a bunch of nests gathered and a whole lot of dragon eggs unhatched.
Babies in here. There is so much rage mounting in Ravina right now. Just
It kind of makes sense.
insurmountable.
Yeah. It makes sense in your head that, well, this dragon may be on its last legs, and who knows how many dragons they may have gone through. This could have very well been the first. But they're gonna need a replacement.
No, they will not get the chance to replace this creature.
What is it, Ravina?
There are nests behind this door. This room is filled with dragon eggs. Like I said, we're going to have to kill people.
Brody doesn't get serious a lot. Brody is very serious now.
We're gonna put a little pause on this scene right here. We're back to Team A. Team A, Curtis had very obligingly guided you to the elevator. When he got to the elevator, he says, "This is where we part ways. Once you get to the bottom of the shaft, and you'll know when it fully stops, I'll send you to the right floor. Their offices will be directly in front of where the gate is. I'm not sure if you'll need secret codes, but they would prefer to go with secret codes. It is 3 quick knocks, followed by 1 knock, pause, 1 knock, pause. 5 altogether, 3 quick, 2 with a pause in between. Make sense?
Yes, of course. Now, when was the last time you would say you saw your supervisors?
Well, me and Mark want to try and keep our noses clean.
Of course.
But the last we heard of them pulling someone into the office was about a day ago.
And the folks you said have gone into the office, is it just like a general debrief or something a little more serious?
We don't know. We never... If we do see them, something's not right. It's almost like... You know the Tranquil?
Yes.
It's weirder than that.
Weirder than the Tranquil?
Well, because Tranquil were mages with
Right.
magical and connected to the... And they're just like, no, so they get the thing.
Yeah, yes, I'm aware of the function, but
Right.
So others who are non-mages go through this?
There's no indication because again, a Tranquil will have a little thing.
Right.
But
yes, but from
they
their
look-
chantry, yes.
But yeah, but they're not mages, but they look like the Tranquil. Like they're just not there. No, the lights are on, but no one's home.
They
The wheel
just
is turning, but the hamster is dead. Like all the things.
Yes.
do they just blindly follow instruction?
Yeah. But specifically the supervisor's instructions.
Interesting.
And Red
Yeah.
Shade is going to break character for a moment and just put a hand on this person's shoulder and go, you should go back to the entrance, take your friend, and just start walking.
What about the rest of the miners?
We'll do what we can.
I think you should step into the elevator now. I'll get you
Thank-
where you need to go. You have my word.
Thank you so much.
Where can we go?
There's a tent. And Red Chain will give them instructions to go to Varric's tent, basically.
I
So
thought you were about to send them to the Rusty Anchor tent for a second. but
I mean,
Go
I'm
get a drink.
So sorry. I messed this up, but go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, Varric's tent makes much more sense.
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
No, it's fine. There's a tent. Go tell them you're looking for work. Tell them you don't want to be here anymore. And tell them a Kunari sent you.
Thank you.
And Red Chain will step into the lift.
And it's not a lift that you think it is, like a sort of rickety shaft one. It is some kind of like almost fancy, but old and dusty and like refurbished dwarven elevator of some kind. I was going to say all of you actually have no experience with being in the dwarven mines before, or being part of Orzammar before. So no, you have no idea about this. From what you can tell, it has been well used. And there's no safety feature like a door. So you are able to see all around you in the mine, from what you can tell. And then a lever is just, Curse just pulls down on the lever. And with a slight jolt, you guys are plummeted further and further and further and further and further into the ground.
As we drop, I want to cast rock armor on myself.
Cool, you do that.
So
we need to roll that.
That's
Okay,
a
so for those
spell
playing at
thing.
home,
A spell for
casting.
spell of the game.
yeah,
First spell of the game.
Yay! Don't
Yeah.
mess it up, Kunari.
yeah. Thanks, Vint.
So you can cast any spell that you know, again, just by making a successful casting roll. What you will need for your casting roll are your 3d6, your magic rating, plus focus, plus a focus in regard to it, if applicable.
Okay, so this is rock armor. So the target number is 10. So I'm going to do that.
So when Petra rolls, she has to meet or exceed that target number of 10. Just let me know the total. There's not any way I think you can crit on this. It's armor. So just beating it or even meeting it again, you'll be able to.
I have a question.
Yes.
So mana is involved in this as well, just because I want to make sure if I'm keeping track. When you're using anything like rock armor, just for curiosity's sake, in case that might be a move I do in the future as well. Does the mana cost come from after you get impacted with the attack against you, or from using it initially?
I'm going to say using it initially.
Okay. All right.
I am going to say for rock armor, though, if it is dispelled or if the injury then goes beyond, I'm going to say you regain, because it's my house rule, that you regain that mana, because it's sort of like think of it as a concentration spell, that you expend those and you no longer have access to those. But if you let it go, you get those mana back. That's how I'm going to do it.
Okay.
You can agree with me all I want, but whatever.
I got I succeeded and got 11 plus my thing, so that's 14. And I got 2 doubles, so I could do a spell stunt. So I am going to.
Oh, absolutely.
And
now we're going right into stunts as well.
So
Petra rolled a double. Based on what the number is on her dragon dice, she then has a number of points that she can spend on spell stunts or stunts. And there's a list available if you're looking at it right now. Sorry there, Petra.
No worries. So I got a 3 on my dragon die. So I'm going to spend that.
So that is 3
to-
points you got to spend. You can spend.
I'm going to spend it all on mana shield. So now I have a +2 on defense in addition to the rock shield, or rock armor. I'm imagining that the way Red Chain casts this is she has her staff and she kind of like places it in the ground and then just like breathes, and it's her skin just suddenly shines and has like an odd gleam to the edges of it. There's no difficulty apparently this time.
Does Red Chain have any tattoos?
Yes.
Any exposed tattoo, and if either the two of you are watching as she does this, just as the spell activates and the gleam does happen over her skin, her tattoos even glow, but then go back to normal. As if like spell activates.
Upon Nodis like seeing this, like he is just glued on Red Chain right now, and he sort of says, "Can I ask you a weird question?
Mm.
Does your magic, is it the same thing as like how snakes have poison glands from their mouth? Do you guys have poison glands or a magic sac where it comes from?"
I asked the same thing when I was a child. When I first manifested, we connect to the and so Red Chain has a moment and is about to refer to Aurelia as Vint when asking for an answer here, stops themselves and goes, "Aurelia, what do you call it? The Fade, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, we connect to the Fade. It's a realm of dreams."
Yes, it's the biggest sack you can think of, full of magic.
Ah! By the way, you
Um,
should both be ready. It sounds like that's demon possession that they're doing.
Also, Nodis, I have just a small, just tiny hint of a question here. Do you by any chance have a weapon on you of any kind or sort?
Absolutely. I'm actually glad you asked. And so he pulls out a dagger that he has, that it's always been tucked in, but this dagger is very creepy looking, honestly. It has sort of like this like dark gold hilt that kind of has this jewel in the middle that looks almost like an eye. And it has sort of like it's kind of one of those daggers that has sort of like the squiggly thing. So it looks almost like a sacrificial kind of like dagger. And he says, "This here is Herb." And honestly, I'm glad that they're here with me, because if I wasn't under the influence right now, I would be having the worst panic attack ever.
I have. And I'm sure that this is just all happening. And it's like, I'm imagining in the film, like just cut scenes to this elevator still going down. But just like, I have so many questions, but I don't know if I'm going to get through them before we get to the bottom. Did you say its name is Herb?
Absolutely. Honestly, Herb here was the reason why I even escaped from almost dying underground. So honestly, this is reliving a trauma all over again, but it honestly isn't as bad after having the drinks. So this is actually the best time to deal with this head on.
Oh,
I'm so happy for you to be able to conquer this. But that being said, have you used Herb before?
Oh,
it
yes,
sounds like he has.
many times. And he says this very much smiling and having a good time.
Okay.
We're learning things about each other.
Yep.
I know.
Mhm.
I still don't really believe what you're saying where your magic comes from, but you guys can keep your secrets.
Right. So I'm very glad you're protected. But yes, I think we should be very aware because I agree. I do think that there is something very difficult that we're about to face. And so at this time as well, if I could have the opportunity, I would also like to cast rock armor, but while staring directly at Herb the entire time.
I mean, you can cast a spell and look at pretty much anything at this
Yeah,
point.
no, but this is more of just like the flavor bit of like
It's a
I
disturbing dagger,
oh
honestly.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. It's an absolutely disturbing dagger. And Aurelia in her like academic mind wants to touch it and study it, but also at the same time, every single time she thinks about touching it to study it, like her guts drop. Like it's just like her stomach just drops and is like, this is a terrible idea. Don't touch that. They teach you that in like mage pre-K. Don't touch it if it's squiggly and demonic. So
Cool.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
A lot of Vince
you two
better
will
not
have to
touch each
roll.
other then.
You two will need to do a magic roll as well.
I will do a magic roll and then I will think of something clever to come up to say against Red Chain. Okay, so God, this has numbers. All right, so 3d6.
If you botch this, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna fight you myself. I
guys are
will
killing me.
I will come through this screen.
I'm literally dying right now.
Okay.
Target number's 10.
Shut up. All right. So I did get a 10 here.
Okay.
Plus my magic, which is a 3.
Mhm.
But this is not arcane lance. This is in fact rock armor. So I don't get that bonus with it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Any
so I've got
doubles?
no doubles. I was really hoping for doubles, and I had a 4 on the dragon die. I know I kind of wanted something fun, but it's okay. I'll take boring rock armor for 500, Alex.
So vanilla rock armor, as we like to call it, is.
Please. Jesus Christ.
Everybody in the chat, quickly guess what flavor Red Chain's rock armor is.
Rocky Road.
It's pop rocks. Cherry pop rocks.
Stop. Okay. Yeah. Rock armor forms. Both of you can see that normally, most because the special enhancement and the double that Red Chain rolled. Red Chain's is quite different than Aurelia's. Aurelia's, you do see some form or other of like rock sort of manifest around you, but then the image of it sort of vanishes. You all see this happen. Nodis, you're a dwarf. You've heard of the Fade, but you got no connection to it whatsoever. This is cool shit, and you're drunk.
It's amazing. He's loving this.
Oh, you are having a ball. You've completely forgotten you're still going underground, and the other is still going down that. You are having a blast. Dealing with that trauma head on. Anywho, you get to the bottom of the elevator, and it gently comes to a halt. As stated before by Curtis, there is a door across the way from the opening of the elevator that does say management on the front.
Do you
I have a
want to
question.
knock or should I?
Magement.
Man, I hate it here.
You fucking
Welcome to
love
my
it
world.
here.
not
Welcome to my
only
world.
not only is it that, but it's also like to ventures with puns. Ew. She's snickering on the inside at the same time. Okay, could I, using just various like, can I check for booby traps? Just some sort of way. I just have like I have a hinky vibe. Like I want to like first. Oh, okay, how about all right? Rewinding. Shut up. Can I listen to the
love
door?
You too.
That's a smart move. I was going to be like, Meiji powers, what's going on inside? Like 3D sonar. No, can I just listen to the door, please?
So, I mean, what I can do for you for this is you can do a perception roll, just a straight perception roll, nothing special. If you are looking for something particular, it will depend on your rolls, and if you roll like say again doubles or anything like that,
Okay.
or if you roll really really high.
I hear your
give you what I
perception
can.
roll, and I raise you a cunning arcane roll to see if there's like super spooky demony woo stuff, like portals to the Fade that are like puking up demons, just by any chance.
Oh, I love that. I also love a gambling woman. By the way, roll away. That sounds
Yeah, I
interesting.
love that.
Go for it.
All right,
Hey,
so
if
this
you
is
come up with a good roll that works for me, we'll roll with it.
love
Literally.
this. So someone else can listen to the door. I'll leave that to like Modest and Spooky Dagger.
Yeah, I can.
So
I can
Nodis,
definitely
you
try
do the
and
perception.
listen.
So in that case, Nodis, you do the perception roll.
Okay.
-1.
It's crazy. Okay, so I did roll doubles. All right, so I have a 5 on the dragon die. I have 2 2s. That counts up to 9. But then my cunning is 4. But then arcane has a focus on it. What does that do within this?
So it's like an arcane focus, or is
Yeah, I have
is
an
a
arcane.
focus?
I have an arcane cunning focus within it.
That adds 1 more for you.
9, 10,
It adds to your total.
14 with doubles on 2.
Awesome.
Oh damn.
As awesome as that roll is, you detect no demons, no magical traps, no booby traps, no nothing kind of traps. It is a mundane, plain Jane, bare ass door. The only thing that you can't stand the fact is the terrible pun on the sign,
Oh my
which
god!
is in fact magicked.
The sign
Only
is
thing that's
magic.
magicked. Just to make it look shiny.
Disgusting.
The
All right.
Vinter.
Red Chain, I understand the flaws of my own people. It's the thing I'm trying to fix. And the first thing that if I get into power, I'm going to outlaw is this. And just points at the door.
Ah, we're going to be in power now. I see.
Nodis, how did you do with that perception roll?
Yeah, I got a 12 and I got a 4 on the dragon dice. No doubles of any kind. So
That sign is really shiny. But you only hear muffled conversation of 2 men's voices behind the door.
well, good news. Maybe it's bad news. I do hear voices in there.
Huh. All right. Well, might as well knock, I guess. And just Red Jade's gonna knock.
Oh,
Yeah,
Aurelia,
and
no,
Nodis
Aurelia,
also
Glorious!
knocks from the
no!
one from above and one from below.
No! Aurelia's trying to swat their hands away. And
Honestly, okay. This is where Dex rolls will come in. You're gonna try and
oh my
swat
god,
them.
PvP Dex, thank
You are going,
God.
all of you. Oh, you know what? I'm punishing all of you. All of you do a Dex roll for crying out loud.
I'm gonna cry.
I gave
Well,
you
this is-
specific instructions and you didn't follow it. You're all getting punished.
Oh my god. How dare you? Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh god.
And because your friends are really going for it, I'm sorry, Aurelia, you get a -2.
No.
1 for each of them.
Oh god.
I got an 8 with a 4 on the dragon die.
Okay.
Okay. Can I use a +1 still? I'm stealthily stuffing. No, okay, just kidding.
No.
All right, I did roll. I did roll a 15 though.
That beats my 11.
Okay, good. The panic attack.
Somehow,
I just almost
just
had.
as both their knuckles about at different times too, about to
Like
hit
at
the
different-
door, you somehow just Spider-Man your way of just like, frick no.
Oh, are we not supposed to knock?
No, it's a specific knock, or else they're going to kill us.
Ah, right.
Even if I knock right, they may still kill us. But we're at least going to give it the try.
I completely forgot about the knock. You're absolutely right.
I know you're drunk, baby. It's going to be okay.
I'm just out of it.
And but you and Herb are just, I'm so glad you're here with us right now.
He gives like
And-
a little hug to her when you say that.
So Aurelia is she's gonna like straighten herself up, kind of floof her hair a little bit, like adjust the little shawl that she has, because and then ensures that she has the paper with her as the just in case backup going along with it. And then she ends up doing 3 quick knocks, a knock, and then a pause, and then a knock. So 3.
Then, after a moment of silence, you literally hear nothing behind the door. Then you hear, okay, I'll get it. And then the door opens inward, a creak. You do see a sliver of a Tevinter. Opening the door, and they look at you and go, I don't know who you are.
And all she does is she just like yanks down the scroll so that the symbol can be seen.
And just is about to say something. Hey, and then the door just goes full open and gestures for you to come in. Claudius, I think you'll want to see this. I'm gonna leave this to you.
All right. Sorry, I had to write that down. Aurelia is gonna, with all of her composure, nod to the one who's like, I guess skittering away, or like, I'm gonna leave it to you.
He's skittering away. You will notice that the two of them are dressed very similarly.
Hmm.
Can I notice anything about how they're dressed?
You can do a cunning check with any kind of history,
Historical,
like that.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Perfect.
these are your kinsmen,
My kith and kin. Yeah.
Fellow Tevinters, fellow Vince, if Red Chain will.
Okay, I have a question. This is always
Yes.
bad if I have to ask a question.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
So the total that I rolled is a 15.
But you got a 1, didn't you?
But I got a 1 on the dragon die.
That include we are looking specifically for totals.
Okay.
Dragon die doesn't come into play unless it is doubles, and this is also in combat. But it's always good to know what your dragon die is. However,
okay, great.
I will.
In this one, yeah. So this one is a total of this one is a total of 15. Sorry, 16 because it's a historical focus I have. So
okay. I will include the 1 in there for just a momentary of just like, oh wow, they coordinate. Wait a minute, and then that's when it clicks. Usually supervisorial and management are dressed distinctly different from the workers. You met Curtis and Mark in the front, and they were definitely dressed as workers. Not specifically to Venter, not any kind of regional specifics. They were dressed in uniform of a worker. Their outfits are coordinated for a reason because they are both management. It would be in your best interest for both of them to remain in the room.
Just come back.
And then you get an audible closes the door, and then he goes to join Claudius. The one he named Claudius, it's a very well painted sort of expression, sort of face as well. And they just almost oozing poison as this other Tevinter joins them, just goes, thought you could get away, could you, Klaus? With a K.
I was about to say, I was like,
out of character. Just like,
no, like it was like Klaus
with a K.
Oh, because I was gonna mix that up. Okay. Well. Oh God. Sorry, I'm having this moment of like dumb mare. Dumb mare wants to make up some sort of like dumb name, but also I don't think Aurelia would think that far ahead and would just give her actual name, and it's a dumbass idea. I'm gonna
Honey, no.
I know.
Yeah, I think the funny name, because I have a name ready in case we
you
all
have a
need to
name
make-
ready. Okay, perfect. All right, we're going with funny names.
Cool, because Claudius then just as the science is permeating, just like, all right, are we gonna? Do I have to say it? Introductions here. Claudius, Klaus, you all are.
Flavia.
And you, short stack.
Oh, Do not talk to my associate in such a manner. First of all,
You're in my realm, sweetheart. We'll get to business in a moment. You are.
Oh, my name is, and he kind of looks for a second, Apple Core Baltimore.
My goodness. And you?
Red Chain is just gonna kind of like glower at this person for a second. And then say, my name isn't for you, it's hers.
Wonderful. Now that that's out of the way, why are you in my factory?
well, every factory needs a various level of quality control, and it seems that whether or not by your design or others, I've not received much information as to the happenings lately.
Who do you report to?
You know very well who I report to.
Ah, yes. You report to the Department of Bullshit. Klaus immediately looks at Claudius and goes, they have a paper.
I have a paper.
She has a paper.
Funny, I thought the horned one was also going to say she has a paper. Let me see this paper, please.
Hands out the paper.
Reads it, and looks at everything. All right. Need to make sure that you're legitimate. If you want a piece of this action, we're going to do a quick tour, and I'm going to give you and I'm going to tell you what I know.
Thank you. Would have saved us a lot of time earlier, but I appreciate your compliance.
I'm a bit of a no-nonsense individual. Klaus can attest to that. Klaus is an idiot.
We have ours.
And I can only imagine the migraines you have going to bed at night. Anyways, Klaus, you stay here just in case any other staff comes down here. If anyone needs me, I've gone into the smelting department. And you all catch that. Mining mission, smelting, the twain should not meet. It's one or the other usually.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, to their left, the side of a carved out sort of room of like it was an old office of some kind, or some kind of like nobility's office per se, of the specific type. Lily pushes one of the bricks in, and then the wall shifts and then moves to one side, and snaps a finger, and a light appears above his finger as he looks to all of you and goes, I'll go first. Shall we?
Indeed.
And in you all go, and follow him down more stairs, down further into and deeper of the mines. How you doing there, Naudis?
Would not still be hammered still from the drinks, or?
I'm glad you asked. Do a Constitution roll.
Oh,
For me, please.
God.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
make her help us.
To be fair, Ravina did slip Aurelia a couple of bottles.
Thank God.
In order, if we need
Yes.
to continue to get Naudis drunk.
Top them up.
Naudis, how are we doing, bud?
Yeah.
So I got a 9. A 9, but my dragon dice and one of my other dice it's a double for those, so I don't know if that.
Again,
I got a 2 for the
not-
dragon dice, so.
Again, this is the case of you rolled relatively low, under a 10. Dragon dice was low as well. Again, the doubles will not necessarily count until combat.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is not a
Got it.
combat situation. This is more of a social.
We're just ready for when that time comes.
Yeah.
So
We're letting you know.
if anyone does check in with you, you have a moment where you stop for a second, hiccup, and then move forward.
Okay.
you're still sloshed, my dude.
I assure you, the Baltimore family are known for walking downstairs so fast. I'll show you.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I quickly try to walk as faster than everyone else.
And then
Ow.
Klaus looks at you before he goes. He goes, wait a minute. Did you say that your name was Applecore Baltimore, right?
Yes.
Who's your friend?
Me!
Yeah!
And he continues walking down as fast as he can.
Cool. This is going to be now a dexterity check. minus 1.
When Rose
Have
said
fun.
combat, I didn't think it was going to be with ourselves.
Agreed. It does PvP count against yourself? Player versus
Apparently.
player if that player is you.
I
So I got a
didn't think you were going to
15.
get drunk this time.
Oh,
I
thank
got a
you.
15 with a 2 on the dragon dice.
Oh boy. So thankfully these stairs are kind of wide, but they also have walls to help you. You zigzag down a spiral of stairs. And at some point you actually like lean against the wall and just go down along the wall. Your shoulder just scraping along just the pillar that is holding up all the stairs. You're having a blast though.
Yeah, no, Nodus is having a pretty good time right now.
Oh yeah.
And in his mind, he's like, I don't even know why I was afraid of like underground dark mines.
We'll cut then to the other two. Before we begin, Brody, con roll, please. And that's a constitution roll, please.
13 with a 4 on the dragon.
Despite you declaring that you did want to sober up a little bit, you do have some moments where you're just like, I'm leaning to one side. Oop, okay. I'm leaning to the other side. Oop, I'm okay. Still in it. You're still in it. Ravina, when you try the door into the nesting room, that door is locked. But when you look at the lock, you have like, I will say, despite losing 3, you still have 1 set of lock picking tools left. This door looks like you could easily pick it and have more success than, say, a giant old padlock on a dragon. If you want to give that a try, go for it. I'll give you a +1.
That's also dexterity again.
Yes.
+11 again. But this time I got a 4 on the dragon die, if that helps at all.
You hear a very satisfying click. Nothing breaks. You remove the tools, and the door swings inward open. Before you lies an entire hollowed out, fresh new hollowed out cave. This was made specifically for this. There are well enough, at least a dozen dragon eggs that are incubating in this room. It is uncomfortably warm in here. You do feel yourselves both sweat under the heat from this room and also into the essentially what is an incubation room. Have at you go in. You have access to a whole bunch of different variety and color of dragon eggs. Eggs. I keep saying dragon age.
Yeah, it's okay. Ravina. Do you want me to try to blast off the dragon chains now? Is that you still want me to try that?
Yes, carefully.
Oh, carefully. Got it.
Very carefully. We don't want to harm the creature any more than it's already been harmed.
I'm gonna walk back around to where the chain is against the dragon, and I'm gonna be like miming, pointing my staff at it. I'm like, I'm just gonna boop the chain, and not you. I'm not gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit the chain. Just kind of let the dragon know I'm about to do something and not scare it.
You feel the dragon kind of roll its eyes, but also just actually sort of like nods at you very slowly.
Arcane Lance. That's the only real attack that I have against the chain.
Roll it. Let me know if you need a reminder of what to roll. I got it here for you. Or if you just know it, it's cool.
It should just be my magic. I don't have a focus in Arcane Lance, so.
Okay.
Ooh, good. 9, 14, 19 with a 5 on the dragon dice.
Perfect. So, despite you then imitating and pretending to hit it with just the staff, you let loose, and you feel from inside of you somewhere, a light of inside of you sort of forms and formulates, kind of goes and courses through your arm, is channeled through the staff, and you see a bright light before it launches like a spear that actually pierces the metal and shatters it, rusts it, burns it. The dragon is now free from being chained to the ground.
I will go. Yes.
You will also say, I will say you've felt that spell before, but you feel a tad more, and it's a little bit more neat now that you're drunk.
Yes. I like it. Anything else I can blast away on this dragon? Not like the dragon, but like you said the wings were clipped?
Its wings were still not clipped, but contained shut.
Do I feel like, and my judgment slightly impaired, that I could also blast those off?
You can.
Can?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I will. I'm gonna get the ones on your wings now, so don't kill me. And I will
And
cast.
actually, this is kind of like the part where, Ravine, I'm not sure if you're still in the room or not, but the dragon sort of lifts his head, and a sort of a light sort of then flickers kind of in its eye, just like, okay.
I will cast Arcane Lance on the chains blocking it or connecting its wings.
I'll get you to roll it once, but it's technically 2 shots, but I'm going to get you to roll just once.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. That's gonna be a 21
Whoa!
doubles
Oh,
with
what?
a 4 on the dragon dice. I swear to God, I'll take a picture of this and put it
Oh
on the
my
Discord.
god!
Me too.
This was
Don't need to. Well done.
I'm gonna take a picture of it anyways.
That
Really?
is some
Plus-
stunting.
Yeah, so
Wha-
4 stunt with a 4 on the dragon and 21.
So he just matrixed, backflipped, just break danced.
Like, so like
around the
Ravina was
staff-
watching just to make sure, you know, because he is still drunk, like in case something bad happened, to try to calm the dragon down in case he missed. Now she's just like, what is this man?
I'm sorry,
Do I
I'm
need to
drunk.
just keep him
20.
drunk?
I apologize. 20.
Oh.
I forgot to take off the 1.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Only 20. Only 20,
Only
everybody.
20.
Only 20.
So we're
You
gonna need
know,
you to do that
you
again
know.
if we fight a boss.
It'll never happen again.
We'll need you to
That's
do it
for me,
exactly
guys.
again.
Can we save that one
So-
for later? Where
So
in
I'm going to
Tupperware?
say, because of this, because of doubles, because of everything, you launch an arcane bolt that jumps from one chain to the other chain and unloops and unravels in a clatter on the ground. From those of you coming down actually with Claudius, you actually do hear the sounds of some kind of like minor, if not magical blast, followed by chains falling to the ground. Brody, in the meantime, you see this dragon is now completely chain free. It is no longer tied to the ground. It has a cute little ankle bracelet now of where the chain was. But at the very least, that's now decorative because it rears up, unfolds its wings, and you hear it audibly sigh and just turn to you, Brody, and go, "Thank you," and smile at you. In gratitude.
I don't know much about dragons. I'm just gonna bow to it like Ravina did earlier when introducing. That's my only response. That's
It is
all I
I
got.
who should bow to you.
Ooh.
You have given me a great boon. Now then, where are those pesky mages that locked me here? And as if on cue, Brody, Ravina, Dragon, see Claudius and you three in tow as you enter, sort of in that top part there. Nodus, Aurelia, and Red Chain, you see this massive dragon, 3 ridges down its back, big horns, look at you, and sort of this like square sort of snoot. And its eyes, if you're following where its eye line goes, pinpoints Claudius. You see and hear a loud intake of air.
You should
Oh,
know.
no.
The dragon
am I
just roar, and the dragon just
Get out of the
roars
way!
and looks exactly and looks directly at Claudius and goes, "You." You now have a time to react.
Is Red Chain close enough to Nodus? And Nodus is way past us, isn't he?
I think I would just be in front of everyone.
Oh yeah, he was in front.
Can I reach everybody? Like if
You
I'm
guys
big,
are clumped. The 3 of you are clumped together. Claudius is on his own thing because he went to one side trying to get, because he just realized he's like, oh shit. So you have enough room to grab both of your friends if you wanted to.
yeah, 100%. Red Chain's just gonna basically instinctually just be like, grab the back of Nodus's Gambeson, I guess, and just like woo, pull him back. And whereas Aurelia, and I'm very sorry, you're getting the romance cover grab. You just like grab the waist over like this. As Red Jade's basically like, nope, I'm gonna be in front of this because this, I don't think anybody else is thick enough skin.
What's the intent, or what's the plan? What you gonna do?
Are we able to get back into the stairwell in that movement? Like, so we just kind of came out onto the stairwell into like this little walk area, right? So we can see down.
You can see down. You do see that you can land safely somewhere. There is a huge smelting pot to one side.
Not
that
there.
is currently
So.
active. Yeah, you're able to see exactly what's sort of going on at this point in time. And the
Okay.
whole layout of the room. There's safe places for you guys can jump if need be.
Yeah, Aurelia's just like, we gotta jump. We can't be on this platform.
And Nodus,
I'm gonna
since
yell.
he's
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, if Nodus is, since Nodus is still kind of hammered with the drinks, he's gonna be looking at Red Chain and Aurelia and just say, would this be a weird time to tell you guys that horses can't burp?
And
Yes!
jumping.
Sweet boy.
Cool. Give me a strength check.
Can do.
Strength check. You know where you're landing. It's not difficult. They're in comfortable positions.
Yeah, baby.
I have a question.
Yes.
Once we get the strength check, but I have a question afterwards.
Oh, okay.
That's an 18.
Hey.
5 on the dragon die.
Like freaking Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, you grab what could be your romantic love interest and short round with you and just jump. You managed to wonderfully land pretty damn epically on the ground. None of your friends are injured. Ravina and Brody, you just see that happening, that just Red Chain just pull off probably something incredible. Dragon's too busy swallowing up a big huge gulp of air. All of you see from like the base of its stomach a red and then bright yellow glow go up from its below its like this lower abdomen up to like the full stomach, and then traveling up and along along where you would assume its esophagus would be, and then it just blasts that entrance where you were, as well as Claudius with fire. You assume as well that the fire would also have, since oxygen feeds fire, it would have gone right up that stairwell as well.
I would have, as soon as I seen them, I would have tried to yell, "The dragon is our friend," and that would have been it.
You managed to get out. Dragon is our.
Rafina is literally just like, if she could like just manifest popcorn, she would be just like, I love watching comeuppance happen immediately.
At which point, after the dragon is done, turns back to you, Brody. Turns to each and every one of you, looks at all of you, and is like, you might want to get out of here. There's not enough room for something as big as me to get out. But if it's so, I may cause a cave-in.
Right.
And
what should we
says
do
it
with the
to
younglings?
anyone who speaks. Ah, yes, the dragonlings.
What should we do with the wormlings? We can't leave them here.
The wormlings, yes. We need to make sure that they are brought out to safety. Do you have any other companions or anyone who can come?
They're up the stairs.
Yeah, they're
I
up
think.
the stairs and they're a little ways away. I don't feel comfortable. I would love to get them out. Oh, Aurelia, you've got fabric. Can we just make a giant tarp net?
I do. So yeah, Aurelia would start producing this, and just everyone. I suppose we could make little shawls and scoop them up.
Yeah.
How many eggs are there?
Yeah, how many eggs?
It's about 9 altogether.
Oof.
And they're all decently average size, but you can fit all of them. Yeah, we're talking like Kinder egg size, like Easter style, like big eggs.
Okay.
And as whoever is picking them up and putting them on the fabric, you feel a warmth from these things. There is life
will be
in these.
attaching all of them, because I very gingerly attaching. I mean, dragon eggs are durable. I could probably drop it down the stairs and it'd be fine. But
oh, absolutely,
very gingerly attaching the eggs to each of my companions, just like, they're durable, but the creature inside is so precious. Please be careful.
Of course.
Dun.
Like a warm hug. I just kind of like just give a little snuggle and like hand it over to the tarp.
Feel one of the eggs actually, Birdie, kind of just go, like a little bit warmer, kind of like a poof. Sort of like
Aurelia
a,
just
"Thanks."
looks to Nodus and just goes, and this is where dragon babies come from.
This is amazing. I feel like I've seen so much today. And he tries not to cry, and he starts like doing this whole thing where he's like, I'm not going to cry about it though. We need to make these, we got to make sure these eggs are safe.
Brody and
dragons.
Ravina, you are aware of the back entrance that you can easily make an escape out of, and there's nothing hindering you at this point in time.
So then, yeah, I will guide everyone, and I'm gonna go up last, just to make, kind of watch everyone as we're just be careful. These stairs were made by morons.
Before we
that,
leave,
with that warning, you guys are able to get up the stairs just fine. It's going to expedite this a little bit. So,
would I be able to ask the dragon if it has a name before we leave?
You can ask.
I do that. I have to know. Do you have a name? I know very little about dragons, unfortunately.
I believe one of your friends could easily answer that yes, we do have our own names. But I believe you lack the ability to speak it.
Can I at least
to which he growls and rumbles. It sounds like earth falling. It sounds like lava churning deep in the earth. You feel as if your feet were going to slip right underneath you, as if the earth itself was moving. That's his name.
And I will thank him for the experience. And then I will.
So as you all make your way out, I assume you'll then head back to the camp with eggs in tow.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Were we given any instructions from the dragon on what to do with any of them, or just get them out?
He said actually, I'll just say it in character. I know not what to do with the wormlings. None of them are my own. They were taken from their mothers. Presumed to have been taken and their lives taken. Such is the nature of dragons. Such is the nature of my kind. But there is hope. Perhaps this generation may live with humans and elves and dwarves and Kunari and Talvashoth alike. And this actually pings you, Red Chain, because the dragon's aware of both Kunari and Talvashoth, and that means something.
Yeah, Red Chain's having a personal freak out right now. 100%. Just like it's just the internal screaming meme this entire time. Like as you tied the egg to them and everything, they're literally just like not stopping staring at the dragon, just like.
I believe you are destined of some kind of greatness. And the dragon looks at you, Ravina, when I say this. There's something about you that makes you feel more than your superiors. And let me tell you, I have no eye for foresight. But what I can feel in these old scales of mine is you are destined to harbor a new generation of dragon that understands and lives amongst people and is not hunted anymore. If you are able to do so, I would live out the remainder of my long and lonely life very happily.
I will ensure that they're cared for.
Please be sure to have one for yourself. You have earned it at this point.
Trying to not cry, but unable to stop herself, just like tears. And
There's a lot going on in your mind for sure. Just like, there's so much I'm going to say. I don't know if I can talk to a dragon. Frederick, you're gonna fucking shit.
Oh my god, lose his whole mind.
He's going to lose his Orlesian mind.
And then I'm going to bow and I'm going to say, don't be gentle when you leave.
Oh, I don't intend to. And he gives a wry, sort of old man kind of smile and just like, believe me. Have you seen me? Dragon humor.
Up the stairs I go with my very, very precious cargo.
So I assume then also you go back to the camp at this point, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We're at a good point where we're going to be starting to wrap up. So I will just narrate. You all make your way back to the camp. Ravina, you pass on the instructions of what you would like to have done with the Dragon Age eggs, and keep one for yourself. So close, so close. And do keep one for yourself. Yeah. And then from the camp, as eggs are being passed to those who are deemed, or actually, no, you are the one who is actually made responsible for deeming who is able to raise dragons and where they need to go specifically. Even if they need to be passed on or cradled or shipped off elsewhere to anyone experts. Obviously, Frederick is going to need a few of them as well. I'm going to say as well, if you would even like to talk to me about this afterwards, you do make a full report to Frederick as well, and all that happens off screen. What then happens, and the satisfaction of all the hard work that you guys did in retrieving the mines, you feel a slight rumble, and then from in the distance, from where you all came, a large eruption or a sound of an eruption happens. Rocks end up flying out further into the distance, and a great dragon flaps its mighty wings, carries its body up, roars out a very solid roar, and then sails all over top of you into the far off distance. You assume heading southeastward. And then, after that's all done, Ravina, one of the eggs in your hands starts to rumble and rattle.
Just gonna stop.
What do you do? Do you put it down? What do you?
I'm gonna hold it closer to me, but I'm not gonna move. And
Okay.
I'm gonna let it do what it needs to do. Whether
You
it's
hear-
just shifting to get more comfortable or if it's trying to come out, I don't know yet. So I'm just gonna wait.
Cool. I'm just gonna do a thing here. Oh, a satisfying crack, and you see it split along the top. As it does, more and more cracks. At this point, you need to put the egg down.
Yes.
And you know it needs to do this itself. You hear tiny, tiny little reptilian growls and grumbles and straining, just as the egg satisfyingly just cracks more and more and more. And shells fall off of it and scatter along the ground. And all of you see 3 ridges along the back, very big horns, like baby size, like little nubbins. Tries to blinks in the light, paws and pads on all fours, turns around and takes stock of everything, sees your legs, Ravina, looks you from foot to nose and smiles at you and lets out this what was the roar, but it's like a little mule of some kind, almost a meow even. And almost responds and kind of echoes, "Hi," in a very almost childlike, very sweet, very young voice. Girl, you got a dragon. And that's where we're going to end our game tonight. So we're going to do outros really quickly. We did go a little bit over, but I think it was worth it for that little thing. Congratulations, Marina. You got a dragon now. Have fun now raising it. So we're going to do a quick little round table. We're going to go in reverse order than we did last time, starting with Corey.
Hi, everybody. I was Corey. Thank you for everybody joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun with this episode. Again, I played Brady, the human mage, and I guess we'll see you the next episode.
Excellent. And Petra.
Hi, I'm Petra Skelton, and I was Red Chain. Fun as always. You can find me on itch.io under the name Pre-Apocalypse. Always doing writing. Yeah.
Mare.
Hello there. My name is Mare. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Oh Hello Mare. And I have been your Tevinter mage, Aurelia. My goodness. Oh, I What an awesome episode. Well, I can't wait to see what happens next. This is awesome.
Higher.
Hi, I'm Jair, and I played our trauma dumping surface dwarf, not as Tollins. And at this point, I don't even know what's going to happen next. So
We are learning so much about you with every episode.
a lot
wait.
happened today.
I cannot wait to peel back more of those layers and see what happens there. And last but certainly not least, Garnet, congratulations. You are a mother of dragons now. Please take us out.
Hey y'all, I am Garnet. I played Ravina. I am beyond thrilled to have my new baby. And when I am not being a dragon mama, because it's exhausting, I am on Twitter talking about screenwriting and animation. Thanks so much for watching.
And I've been your storyteller, Rose, pronouns she, her. You can find me on Instagram, Hive, TikTok, and any other social medias currently that I'm making right now under Rose Bulbasaur. Twitter is Rose_Bulbasaur because Elon won't let me take out the underscore, motherfucker. And yeah, keep an eye on anything else we do here, and we will see you on the next episode. Big, huge shout out and thank you to our producer, Patrick, who is running and recording this in the background as we speak, and to everyone who supported me through this project and creating this project and casting this project, all at Martlet Games. Thank you and have a really good night, everybody.